Hello, my name is Maddie Whibbs. I am a talent acquisition manager here at Blackberry in Waterloo. I am a recruiter by trade, so I've been in this industry for the last 7 years. I started my career journey in recruitment in industrial recruitment. I then moved into IT and executive recruitment, and then into early talent recruitment, which is where I find myself today. So I manage a program, the campus program at Blackberry, that is the student program. So we hire all of the students, co-ops, interns that come into Blackberry Canada. So very rewarding job, and I'm excited to be here today. Fun fact, I'm also a University of Waterloo alumni. I graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Legal Studies. An example of a time where I had to advocate for myself in the workplace, I could share about a time early on in my career. It was my first big job post grad, and I was working at a smaller company. This company was going through some major growth and had some growing pains, and I was able to kind of step in and really make an impact, but it resulted in my job drastically changing from what I was hired to do to what I found myself doing. To the point where I was wearing multiple hats and responsible for a lot of imperative projects that the company had on the go. So at one point, I kind of had that moment where I knew I needed to have that difficult conversation about being compensated for this new position I was doing. These conversations are always uncomfortable to initiate, especially when you're early in your career and you're considering yourself a junior. At the time, I was just happy to have this job and be given these opportunities, but at the same time, you do need to be compensated for the work you are doing. So that's where it's important to take into account all that you do. Make sure that you're listing, okay, this was what I was hired for. This is what I'm actually doing. So you can have some documentation of what you're actually doing and how that contributes to the bottom line. At the end of the day, you are driving your career. You need to advocate for yourself in these situations. The business is a business, and you are the one that's looking out for yourself. So, as uncomfortable as these conversations are to have, if you go into them prepared and have all of this data, so maybe the projects you worked on, the things you're responsible for, how the job has changed, and where you can quantify it, whether it's money saved, money earned, revenue generated, time, cost, your deliverables, whatever you can add to that to kind of build that business case for you, do that and always keep track of that for yourself. That would be my kind of best and biggest example that I learned very early on. But those conversations don't get easier, so have them. The suggestion that I have for advocating for yourself is keep record. Keep record of everything that you do. You know how much work that you put into specific projects, but I think that over the course of a project or the course of a year, leaders focus on results. So the small things that we did, the steps that we took to get to that end result can get lost. So as an individual, it's important to keep track of everything you were a part of, everything that you did, the value it brought to the business, and how it contributed to an end goal, so that when the time comes, whether that's at a performance review, end of year, or during a salary negotiation, you can quantify your work with a list dated of the tasks and those results for the business. That is where you can really start to advocate for yourself and grow your career.